Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading. Whoops, about random shift. If you resonate with the title and or the thumbnail, this is the perfect reading for you. And it is delivered at the perfect time, courtesy of the universe through the language of synchronicity. This is a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we do have the Ace of Wands. So we have an ace coming out. An ace is always something new coming in, new energy. And this is talking about coming in from the divine. And this new energy is in collaboration with the universe. This is talking about passion for discovery. So sometimes this card can actually represent an investigation going on that's going to bring in some sort of truth to a situation. This is a reward for staying on your path through difficulty. We can see that there's been something going on here with some of these cards here. So we're off to a great start with this ace. We have the Magician. So the Magician is an energetic upgrade. This is infinite potential, 100% to the power of infinity and beyond. So this is all your thoughts, how you can bring those down to earth to create a beautiful garden on earth, to add to the beauty that we have on earth. And this person also has tools. It's saying you have all the tools you need on the bench here. You need to learn how to use these tools, and also you need to know which tool is the one that's going to be most beneficial for your situation at that time. There's an Ouroboros around the Magician's waist, and the Ouroboros is a snake biting its tail. And this is basically saying, be careful you don't get caught in overthinking. To be able to manifest, you need to use your intuition and your logic together. And also about shedding what no longer belongs to you. What does a snake do? A snake sheds its skin. So you may have noticed that if you have a garden, hi! Here's my co-pilot, Stella. I'm sorry. She's upset because she was asleep in the other room. I thought, maybe I'll do a reading without you. And she says, I don't think so. Her job is to sit on my lap and purr and raise the vibration to a healing quality. You take your job seriously, hey? You're a good girl. All right. I'm sorry, but you were sound asleep. What a goof. You make me laugh, Stella. She could be sound asleep and she can feel the energy, and she wakes up and she gets upset because I didn't include her. It's all right. I'm going to do lots of readings today. So this is about creating, making sure that what I was saying is, if you have ever had a garden and you have had, tools and you left them laying around, you may have noticed that they don't get up on their own and do the work. You have to put some energy into it. Also, the Empress is talking about someone who has lived life enough to have enough experience that they've embodied now the qualities of all four queens in the minor arcana. So this is all wrapped up in one person. So this is someone who can manifest at a very high level. They are a generator of energy. They just are naturally in the flow, and they move in that way. Sometimes the Empress is said to be pregnant with possibilities. So sometimes this can represent an energy of pregnancy being possible. So make sure that you recognize that you're very fertile at this time if you're not looking for a pregnancy. And the weed at her feet represents her ability to understand how much energy to put into something. And so how much time, money, and energy are you going to invest in any project, person, etc.? And the wheat at her feet, if she's about to decide, okay, I'm going to grow a crop, a grain crop. Do I want to grow wheat or do I want to grow durum? Okay, durum. All right. So then I'm going to pick the best field that I have for growing durum, and I'm going to make sure I test the soil so that it can be amended in some way. If does it need fertilizer, what does it need to support the growth of this crop? And also, considering weeds, etc. So this energy is talking also about after amending the soil, you have to pick the rocks and the stones and anything else that might damage very expensive seeding and harvesting equipment. So that once that is all done, then she waits for the most opportune time to plant that seed. And when that comes along, get it done, and then she has invested the time, money, and energy that she's willing to in this project until harvest. And she's organic, so she doesn't spray. And this is talking about, her having bumper crops. She waves her magic wand and says, okay, nature, do your thing. And, she leaves it up to nature. And she has noticed that nature has a really good track record for nurturing. She might put in the odd rain dance here and there, but that's about the rest of it. And then we have the energy of the Three of Swords. Now, the swords in tarot do represent the element of air, and this is about your thoughts, your mental intelligence, discipline of your mind. And we can see, like, the swords are in this heart, and so clearly this is something about heartbreak or heartache. This card can represent, several things. The heart, you may notice, I want to point this out, is very large compared to the size of the swords. So when you look at it a second time, you realize, wait a minute, that heart is really big, and these swords are more like nails. So maybe this person can actually survive this. And then it talks about, you notice the heart is in the throat, and this sometimes can talk about someone who's afraid to speak their truth, or they spoke their truth and they didn't receive the help that they needed. So this can also represent a third-party energy that is breaking up a couple. That it can represent gossip, slander, sometimes perjury in court. It's also talking about potential heartbreaking decision that needs to be made or having had to make one. And so this is this energy is recoverable from, but it is something that requires forgiveness and also healing of the heart to be able to move forward 100%. That's what this person is doing here. So congratulations, collective. You're so on it. Here we have it. Moving off to calmer shores with God. We have the rough water in tarot representing volatile emotions and mixed emotions. Mixed emotions are the worst emotions of all for clearing. It's when mixed emotions are, the best way I can explain it is this way. When I had my babies, I have two. Well, they're not babies anymore. But when I had my babies, I had them in a hospital, the same hospital. And when I drive by that hospital and I think about my babies being born, it just fills my heart with love. And I'm thinking, I was so appreciative to have healthy babies. And also, that was the same place where both of my parents passed away, both under very challenging conditions. And pretty much broke my heart how both of them passed away at the time. So it took a lot of healing. And so when I drive by the hospital now, sometimes I don't anymore because I've moved away from there. But when I used to drive by, sometimes the real happy feelings would come over me, and sometimes the very sad emotions would come over me. So it's mixed emotions. It's having to deal with that energy. And so this is talking about moving away from this situation to calmer shores. And now this conveyor has to dig very deep into the water, into the mud, to push off. It can take a lot to, face the energy there, to face all the emotions that come up. But it's well worth doing. And a lot of times you'll track this back to when you were a child. And sometimes when, like this card can represent, we have an adult and a child here, and they have no baggage. And so this is talking about going off on a journey to heal your mind regarding what happened to you when you were a child. Quite often we can't remember what happened to us, but our body can. And the subconscious mind, it's imprinted on. So it can affect all our relationships and our ability to be able to trust in, in our choices, and also in life itself. We have the Four. Okay, so we do have the Four of Swords here. Okay, so the Four of Swords energy is representing, again, it's talking about this energy here. This person has chosen to go on this is supposed to be here. This person has chosen to go work with God to be able to heal themselves, to heal this heartache. And they are in a church or a synagogue somewhere where there's a stained glass window. They are meditating and praying, and what they're doing is they're laying their mind to rest. They want to be able to feel with their heart and get and heal this energy. And a lot of this being on this is saying it's coming from their childhood, a lot of this energy. And so this is talking about the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is developed by the time you're about 6 or 7, and your subconscious mind is really the thoughts from when you were a baby up until about kindergarten age. Babies, if you think about how much a baby learns just in the first year alone, a baby absorbs their environment like a sponge. And also throughout those early years, the values, the culture, the way people approach relationships, money, all relationships with everything, that is heavily imprinted on people in the subconscious mind. And when we get triggered by something, we're upset, we have a tendency, that's the first mind that pops up. It's very, very heavily imprinted on us and well into our adulthood. And really, when you think about it, you can't remember very much from that time. So you have to rely on the thoughts of others, what they perceived you to be and how you were. And so this is not the most reliable mind for an adult that is now moving forward on their own. And the unconscious mind is talking about your spiritual needs. Like a lot of people will say, I'm a human being with a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you are a soul in a human body. And this is just your vehicle for navigating around Earth. And if you're not, your needs are not being met in the unconscious mind, it will start arguing with the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And then this causes a lot of inner conflict. And it's when you get it trapped in that loop of thinking where you just can't get out, overthinking. And this is about training your mind to be quiet through meditation and prayer, and then putting your mind to rest. So hang it on the wall and go to your heart. And what does your heart want? And, then this can talk about the healing journey here. So I feel this is talking about both. All the tarot cards have two sides to them. And this is talking about being plugged into the heart. So if these three are working together and they're plugged into the heart, then you're going to be following your heart's desires, and the healing journey is beginning, and the forgiveness and the love can come pouring back in. There's a word on this stained glass window, Pax, and that represents peace of mind. And we have conviction beyond a doubt. So this is, from doing this meditation and prayer, you know what you know now. And this is when someone knows what they know. I know that I am going to go on in this direction. Now that this has become more clear to me, I know what I have to do. Conviction beyond a doubt. I will stand up for myself. I will move to higher ground and stand up for myself. And so we have all these actions coming in from other people. The wands in tarot do represent passionate action. This is talking about it's the element of fire, and the fire is fueled by wood, and so the wood is talking about having passionate action. And so this is talking about, I will stand up for myself. You notice he's protecting his heart with this wand, and will do what he has to look out for himself. And here we have a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. Now that could just be that he was in a hurry and didn't have time because he had to rush out there and protect himself. He didn't have time to notice what he put on his feet. But sometimes this can also represent being caught in between those two realms, being maybe caught in between love and hate kind of energy. You know, the very people that you are to trust and love the most are the ones that are involved in this energy. It can be really challenging. All right, we do have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords energy is talking about a fool rushing in basically with half the information. But this is considered this is a knight. The Knight of Swords is one of 4 of the knights, and the knights would deliver messages far and wide for the king, the queen, and the rest of the court. And in those days, that was the only form of long distance communication they have. So it would always be in person. Having said that, now, these days, we can have information in so many ways coming in. So this information could be coming in many ways now. It could be coming in by a phone call, a text message. It might be something that arrives in the post. It could be some, documents, information, because we have the sword energy here. This also can talk about maybe you're on social media. There's so many platforms, and someone messages you, or you see an event posted and you go to that event and you meet someone in person there that has the perfect information or communication for you. And then also, this is also saying if you really if you're looking for information about something, pay attention to what's going on in the news at this time. Whatever's happening in the news at the top is also trickling down from the bottom, and whatever happens in the bottom does affect the top. And, like right now, as I'm doing this reading, there's a lot of energy coming out, a lot of truth coming out, because Uranus, which was, is in the sign of Gemini, and Uranus hasn't been in the sign of Gemini since 1941 to 1949. So that was during the World War II era. And this energy is talking about truth coming out. So there could be something about a truth that is coming out from your ancestors, rather than this could be a lot of what this energy is could be something that happened to your ancestors that affected your childhood. And this energy is talking about, a fool rushing in, as I said. This is someone who's either running away from your conviction, I feel. They didn't expect you to stand up for yourself. That's the energy. Rushing in to tell others, hey, they're standing up for themselves. And now they're in Empress energy because they've had a lot of life experience. Now, this could also be an Empress that is not in the upright that is causing this heartbreak. So we'll see how that goes. This could be a decision you have to make about this Empress because it's someone that you care about. But hey, now that you have conviction beyond a doubt, now that you know what you know, you're going to have to do what you have to do. And so this person is rushing in with half the information. We can only see half his sword, and we can't see the point. Now, can he see the point? Can anyone see the point of his information? We have a red flag on the back of his helmet, and he is running through barren land, and he's pushing this horse to the point of exhaustion, and the horse is totally stressed out. Horses represent your heartfelt energy and the passion that you have, and they're running against the wind through barren land. So this is panic, stressed out energy. And this is because you had the courage to stand up for yourself and go make this journey to heal your inner child. This young woman is reaching deep into this mature lion's mouth, and yet this is so dangerous, but he's totally being submissive. Look, his tail is tucked underneath. This represents all her fears that she has carried all the way from childhood being healed, because she has the courage to look into her shadow side and see, okay, what was really going on? And she is determined to reach her infinite potential here. So she'll do this over and over until she gets the information she needs, that she will be able to stand up for herself. And then this is talking, I feel, about someone that, and it could be the Empress energy. That's the most official person we have at this point. We're going to keep going, but this could be representing an investigation taking place. That is someone somewhere is passionate about looking into this situation. And then we have the Two of Pentacles. So Pentacles in tarot represent, come on, love. Did you eat your breakfast? Okay. Lord. And so this is talking about juggling, multitasking. This is someone who's been very busy. You can see that we have smaller waves going into larger waves, and this is talking about momentum. The ship is getting bigger. So I feel like this is saying, I feel it's related to this investigation, because that's what came up. And this energy, there's been a lot of juggling. And this card says juggle your morals, or juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. I feel someone's been juggling. And the pentacles represent your health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. And someone else has been juggling your happiness, your wealth, and your health in the third dimensional world, your lifestyle. And this sometimes can even represent the energy, as it can here, someone walking in someone else's shoes. And this can represent identity theft, being two people, two lifestyles. Could be two people involved, a couple, basically, and that are involved in this energy or in charge of this energy. And it's talking about juggling morals, and it has to do with pentacles. Now, the pentacles, they're represented, this is the element of earth, and so this is about earthly matters. The pentacles do represent money, because money, of course, is a very big part of our happiness on earth. But this energy is also about lifestyle. So someone is living two lifestyles here. And they could be walking in someone else's shoes. This sometimes can represent identity theft, copycatting, that type of energy. So let's keep going here and see what else do we... Okay, so there's action being taken. This is I feel this is just saying that this is being investigated. And by whom? The only person of real authority in this reading here, I mean, we have the Magician, but that's on a different level. I'm talking about in earthly matters. This could be about an empress, or this could be an energy of the empress is doing the investigating. It could be both, actually. And this is talking about action being taken. Like it's already, think about the Sagittarius energy, the centaur like he shoots his arrows into the sky, toon, 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 and they land exactly on target. That's the energy we're talking about. So this is already happening in the spiritual realm, and it's being brought into action onto earth. So I feel this situation is being resolved. Doing all this inner work has been very beneficial, because you never were alone in this. The Most High was always, this is part of his plan. And so this is an energetic upgrade. Someone rushing in to let others know, oh my goodness, this person is now in Empress energy. Or there's some information coming in about an Empress. Basically, they've been caught in their lies. This is talking about, this can sometimes represent perjury in court as well. This strength card is talking about you having the courage to face your fears, and that's what brought you around to getting this information. So it was the actions you took and the actions other people took. You took action to look after yourself and stand up for yourself, and the investigator is taking action to make sure that that this investigation and justice happens. We have someone juggling pentacles, like juggling lifestyles, juggling money, juggling, a lot of juggling going on here, and morals, I feel. And this is also talking about you wanting to heal this energy from your childhood, whatever this is. And like I said, mixed emotions are the hardest to deal with, because it's love and hate mixed together. And when I was in ceremony in Peru, I was told that in one of my visions that Jesus was there and said that the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is disrespect. So there we have it. we're going to clarify this for those of you who want clarification. And let's see, we have, if you are leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy. You're much appreciated. And for those of you who want clarification, I'm going to go on to clarify with my oracle. I've been working on this since 2007, and now I am bringing it out gradually here, and I now have time. I completed all the paintings by 2023, or 2020, and I am now, I have a website, and it has the paintings, and there's a gallery, and these are how they're numbered in that gallery. The information for all that is below. They say a picture paints 1,000 words, so maybe that will empower you. I'm trying to keep track of a few things here more than usual, because I had a request to show the cards as they're coming off, so I was trying to find a way to do it which isn't distracting from the cards, so you can still see them fully. And I think you can see everything going. I'll check this after, and but it's one more thing for me to think about. So the Hierophant, definitely traditional structure. So it's sitting right on this. This is saying that what's happened in Stella, come here, be a good girl. So the Hierophant is talking about traditional structure from the spiritual. So from the spiritual comes this is the gift from the divine, that the traditional law structures of the earth are going to deal with this matter and are dealing with it at this time. The need to be right. Okay, so you don't always have to be right. If you always have to be the one that's right, then everybody else has to be wrong, and that's no fun. It might be fun for you, but it's not fun for anyone else, really. And sometimes this can be about making mountains out of molehills, but sometimes this can be about making molehills out of mountains. And I feel this is a molehill out of mountains kind of situation. We have, especially if someone has asked for help from authority figures and then they didn't receive it, so then who do you ask after that? You know, so the need to be right is a karmic space. And then we have scotoma. So yeah, like when we love people, we don't always want to see the situation that clearly. So sometimes we don't want to see things, we don't see them. It's amazing how capable we are of doing that. So scotoma is just talking about a blind spot, having a blind spot, not wanting to see something. Also, I've come to the conclusion that love is blind. When we love people, we tend to not want to see. We want to see what we want to see about them, and we don't want to look at them in certain ways. So this is saying the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason. You need to use your rear view mirror to shoulder check and check that you're not going to get run over from behind, but you also want to keep moving forward. Learn from the past, and then you take the lesson and move forward. The Empress energy, this is definitely talking. So this is saying this is the Empress energy here is moving forward. This is the energy that's been walking on God's path that I'm talking about here. And there could be another Empress back here that caused the heartache. It's saying there could be both. There's two Empresses here. And then we have the Chariot. So the Chariot is saying basically that this energy is coming in from the spiritual realm. It's already on the way. When you're on the Chariot, it means you're on your destined path, and all obstacles are basically removed so that you can stay on your path. This also sometimes represents law enforcement coming in. And we have dissension. So this is talking about tactics, and it's saying dissension is when people put information out there, and it's said in such a way that it causes dissension amongst a group. So, whispering in the background, did you know so-and-so did this? Did you know that they really aren't, gossip and slander. Basically what we were talking about happening here. With friends like this, who needs enemies? If you didn't know it, you were swimming with sharks, and the kind with people teeth, not the ones that are in the water. And look we have that Gemini energy coming out here. So this is talking about that energy I said, where the truth is coming out. I love it. It's amazing. And the Gemini, the Uranus is a pain in the butt for people who are on the wrong side of the law. But if you're on the right side of the law, I mean, you can look forward to Truth a Day, keeping the devil at bay. So Gemini is going to be with us until 2033. And we're seeing this a lot in the news these days. When I'm doing this reading right now, there's been a lot of information coming out every day with truth. And truth can be really hard, and nobody's perfect, but the truth of the situation will come out. Eventually, it always does. It always comes to light. And we have pride. So yeah, pride is a state sometimes, like if, what did they say, pride before the fall? This is a karmic space that we can fall into. Yeah, and if we're proud and we don't want to admit, oh, we did something wrong, then it can lead to that pride, and the pride can, it can be vice versa. The need to be right can lead to us losing our pride, like because we insisted we were right when we were wrong, or we insisted we were wrong when we were, or others insisting that a person was wrong when they were right. And it can work both ways, definitely. And so the pride thing, when it's all or nothing, that is a dangerous energy to be in, and especially that can cause a lot of karma, because justifying, oh, but I'm right, so it's okay. I'm right. I deserve this more than them. This is okay. I'm right. I deserve to. And it can also be an energy here of standing up for people that you need to stop standing up for, because then the karma, if you're associating with people that are doing that, then that karma bleeds onto you. So you have to just allow people to stand up for themselves, and you have to make sure you stand up for yourself. That is an awesome reading. Lots and lots of good advice in this. I never know what I'm going to get in a random reading. I enjoyed this one. It's a lot of good information. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Thank you for your likes and comments, and consider subscribing. It really does empower me to build my channel. All right. Thank you. Bye for now.